Okay, hello. Another trading week starting. It is Tuesday, the 21st of October right now. This is our free trial that we're on at the moment. Let's quickly look at how last week went. We are up 2.56, 2.5% from last week. And if we keep on that track, we'll have passed this account by the end of this week, which is how long I'll have it for. You get 2 weeks on these accounts. I'm pretty sure, yeah, you get 2 weeks on these accounts. It's obviously my old funded account. I can show you this. It may let me show you. Yeah, this was tough. Yeah, that was tough. Really tough. But there's a lot of trades taken on this account. 87 trading days. And average profit, average loss, 35% win rate. That's how bad we got. 167 trades over a long period of time. We kept that account. We got that account in. It wasn't 30th December. It was, yeah, 23rd of January. It was January. Start of January. We got that account. Mental. And we failed it the 2nd of October. Wow. But anyways, let's actually get to the trading day because we are here now. So as you guys probably know now, if you've been watching, mark out the hourly candle from 2 till 3 p.m. my time, the pre-market candle, and then mark out any key points. So I'm gonna mark out here. Check out EUR USD. Let's just delete all of this shit. I like to have this indicator. I really like this indicator for just seeing sessions. I find it really helpful. I'll mark that out. Why not? I don't think that's going to be a huge draw on liquidity, but may as well mark it out. It may actually be a huge draw on liquidity because we do have a 4-hour fair value gap within that. This might be a bit of pull to the upside there. For today, we have no news. The US government is still closed. It's weird, very odd. I'm kind of enjoying it though. I'm kind of enjoying the fact that there's no news. Nice. It is nice for once to be able to trade and not be like, oh, FMC or some shit's coming out. And we good. We also have a fair value gap on GU that I want to mark out. And I think we have one on the hourly as well. I'm going to mark out this key point here, even though you can't really see it, but yeah. So, as you know now, we're just going to be waiting to sweep a key level. Got to sweep a key level. Is there anything on the daily? What's the daily showing us? Daily is showing us that we are in a downtrend. We are in a bearish market right now for the last few days. Would I like to continue like that? Yes, I would love to be able to sweep the key levels to the upside and take a short. Let's look at GU. GU is reacting off this daily fair value gap. We've really got to keep this in mind. We do have to keep this in mind. Yeah, we have to watch out for that. EU at the moment has, in theory, disrespected it, but obviously we won't know until that candle closes. But EU, as I've mentioned before, we really like to fill fair value gaps, and then we retrace off them, and then we disrespect them in sense. If you look here, we fill the whole fair value gap fully, then we have 2 days of downwards movement. This fair value gap here, we fill the whole fair value gap fully, then we have the upward movement. Where else can I show you an example of this? Here, this small fair value gap. Fill the whole fair value gap, even come past it, but then we close within it, then we have the bullish movement. Here again, you can see. And GU doesn't do this. It just doesn't do it nearly as much. You know, it's more sweeps GU than fair value gaps on high time frames, but EU loves to fill these fair value gaps. You know, GU will sweep a high or a low, and Euro USD will have a fair value gap before that high or low, and will just completely fill the whole fair value gap, wick it, close within it, not sweep the high or low, and that will be its intention to move from that. Anyway, let's drop back down to the hourly and see if we're doing anything good here. I'm not gonna waste you guys' time. I'm gonna pause this now and just come back when we sweep to key level, because there's no point just sitting there waiting. I'll see them. All right, we have got a sweep about 5-10 minutes later. We'll drop down, have a look what's going on here. All right, we sweep 2 key levels. We sweep the hourly key level and the 4-hour key level, which was also the London low. So that gives me hope that we're going to go for a long. Euro weirdly sweeps the hourly high bang on and is also about to sweep the low. So where we go with that, honestly, it depends what GU is going to show me. Because this is right now, this is possibly going to give us a breaker structure. So we just got a breaker structure. If we go for a retrace now on the 5-minute and we wait for that retrace into this sort of order block breaker structure, possible fair value gap if we create it and go lower, you know, then we have to base it off this. We didn't sweep this high either. We came close to it, but we didn't sweep it. So I'm not going to count that as a sweep, even though it's very similar to what Euro has done. However, what we can do is we can, you know, take a trade off this, a quick short down here. You know, if it all lines up, we can do it. There's no reason why not. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. We're either gonna go for a break to the upside now on GU, or EU is gonna give us a retrace, and then we just get onto the 1-minute and look for confluences then. So I shall come back then. Alright, we got a retrace on EU into that equilibrium. But I just want to check GU. Unless we clear this whole fair value gap here. Problem is we're in such a high time fair value gap right now. It's a bit difficult to judge this. If we clear this and disrespect this and create an inverse fair value gap on the 5-minute, we scale down for longs. But right now, I'm going to sit and wait for a 1-minute inversion, breaker structure, order block, then retrace, and then entry on the 1-minute for a short. Because we can't use this. We can't use this for longs. We haven't sweeped a key level on EU to go longs. We have for shorts though. But this is getting a little tricky. You see, we're completely disrespecting that. Let's see what's going on here. I think today's going to be a tough trade. I think today's going to be we're going to be waiting a while. I don't think it's going to move quickly. I think we're going to be struggling to find an entry. We may not even end up taking a trade today. You know, that's just the game, you know? That's the game. But if anything happens, I'll come back and okay, wait, hold up. Pause right here. GU's doing something right now. GU is doing something right now. We got 3 minutes to inverse this gap. If we do, we can go for longs, baby. We can go for longs. which is what I wanted to do anyways. Look at all this, all this, all this. 3 days worth. But we're probably not going to go that high. I'm probably just going to go from like here to here. Probably just going to go for London highs. Maybe these highs, this fair value up. Depends. If we don't close it out, then no. Oh. Alright, we just got to wait and see with this one. Cool. I think we've got an SMT. Yeah, we do. We have an SMT. And Euro USD. I think this is the first time I've shown us use an SMT. I don't even know if I'm doing it correctly, I'll be so real, but I'm pretty sure this is how it works. So there's been a change in trend, basically. This is a different. We've got a higher low on Euro USD when we're in a bearish trend, which tells us to scale down and look for entries realistically. But on futures you can use that so well. It's just such a good confluence. It honestly works so well. Like for example here, that could fully be the entry for the longs. Fair value gap. Respect the fair value, create a new fair value gap. You know, you set your long position there, and target previous highs. Tempted. Is it part of my plan? Kind of. But I just want to see if we respect this or not. If we close this out, then I'm happy to look for the trade. Only if we close it out. Only if we close it out. Got 7 seconds. Fucking hell. 3, 2, 1. Oh. Alright. This is good. This is good. This is good. Do I take it from here? I can't lie. No, I'm not taking it from there. That would be silly. Alright. Let's now get rid of all this. We got what we wanted. Yep. Here. Okay, we can go for longs today. We can go for longs, baby. I want to see this retrace. I'll come back when we get a retrace either on EU or GU. Safe. I'm sorry I didn't get to film it, but I had to place my trade quickly because the candles just moved quite quick. We barely respect this fair value gap on Euro USD, but as I said, we fill these fair value gaps quite often. Then we got another fair value gap out of that. That was with equilibrium as well. Entered here, stop loss on this more or less protected low. 1% risk for we're going for a 1 to 2 on this, so it's about, where have I got it? 16232. 16232. That's where we are here. So it's 10 pips to take profit, 10.8 and 5.3 to stop loss. GBP USD is doing great movement. It just didn't touch into that fair value gap that I wanted to touch into, and it disrespected this fair value gap. And we're not getting the fair value gap out of it. We will probably continue price upwards with GU, but we've taken on EU. So EU moves a little bit slower than GU does, so this may take a little bit longer. We may not be able to close full profits, but let's stay positive. Let's see what happens. Right now we're sat around break even, so I'm going to wait and see for what happens. Just in case you want me to go over again, what we did here was we had our sweep. Let's go back up to the hourly. So we had an SMT. That's why I've taken it on EU instead of GU. GU sweeps the low, the key level. 5 minute on EU got a. What did we get on EU? Probably should have taken this trade on EU, on GU. Sorry, I'll be very honest. I probably should have waited a little bit longer. EU really didn't really show the confidence. I'll be honest, I probably made a bit of a mistake there entering on EU because I was so focused on GU's charts. I was on the 1 minute and forgot that EU didn't really get the break structure on the 5 minute. We got an order block, yes, and we did come into equilibrium. Yes, we got the 1 minute confluences, but the higher time frame has power. So, not really sure what's going to happen here. This may be an L, but that's fine. We will see what happens. I'm gonna leave it for now, and I'll come back when I'm managing it. Okay. We're up just under 1% more or less. It's fluctuating at the moment. I think I may move my stop to break even because I don't see anything around my break even that would allow us to push price higher. So, for example, here, the fair value gap's there. So if we come down to here, where my break even is, we're most likely going to continue lower. So regardless of the profits I'm in now, we have just swept a key level as a New York high, so it could have a genuine effect. So stop has been moved to break even. I don't see why we'd come lower unless we're going to completely continue the downtrend, because obviously we're going against the high time frame trend at the moment. Although I would love to come up and sweep these highs, take all this liquidity. Is this confluence here, are these confluences here strong enough? Not sure. You know, you can take your 1% profit sometimes like this when you're not sure and walk away with a dub. But I'm going to hold it out. It's my 1 to 2. See how we react to this fair value gap. If we disrespect it, I'll take a 0.1% profit off there. But it depends how we close these candles. These retraces are fine. These retraces are good. These wicks, not great. Not really what I want to see. But what can you do, you know? Does that really count? Can't really tell you on that if that really counts. Is entering the fair value gap. Yeah, I see us coming down. I don't see us continuing price up. We're up 0.4% at the moment. I may take my profits. I may not. I'm just gonna see for another minute or so. What's GU saying? Disrespect anything on GU? Give us something. No, we haven't reached the high yet. So New York high hasn't been sweet. We've got an SMT to the downside. Funny enough. So we've got a higher high on EU and a lower high on GU. We're in the fair value now. So it depends how this candle closes. It really does. If we disrespect this fair value gap on the 1 minute in the next 20 seconds, I'm closing the position with what will roughly be 200 quid profit. We've got 8 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we are closing my position. All right, we close the position out. Break even on that trade. I think it just hit my break even just before I was able to close it with a little bit of profit, as you can see here. You can see that well. So that's break even on the day. We may stay in this trade. If we hadn't moved our break even, we may have stayed in this trade and continued higher, which is probably what's going to happen. But those are the ones you learn off. Those are the ones you get market experience off. And I'm fine taking no loss today. It wasn't a great setup. It all moved a bit sporadically for me. You know, it's not really what I want to see. You know, you could re-enter maybe, but no, there's nothing. You know, you see, we've disrespected this 1 minute. Even if we continue price higher, that's not how we trade. And so, yeah, this is gonna probably come down. So I think this is a dub, realistically. We got into profits. Yes, we were at 1%, but we didn't lose any money. So nothing to complain about here. I think I'm going to come back in a couple of minutes just to see where this all goes to. Just so I can show you that either I'm right or wrong. So I'll be back in a few. Alright, it's about 10 minutes later, and as you can see, I would have been out the trade. Again, you know, it's the instinct of the experience that tells you to look, and then you look, and you see that we're disrespecting a fair value gap. We're consolidating. GU has already gone lower than where I would have entered off. You know, you can tell. And, you know, we reacted off a very key level. You know, New York high is a key level, and straight away we saw bearish movement. You could have taken a short. You could take a short off this realistically. Am I going to? No. I'm just going to come back tomorrow. I don't need to take another trade. If you took the short, you'd probably be successful. Take Tokyo low there. Oh no, you'd probably go lower than that. You'd probably go for this low and somewhat through New York. Depends how quickly it moves. The way you take this short, if you wanted to take this short, is you'd probably mark out your equilibrium. We've got a break, not even a break structure. We've got a fair value gap though. We'll probably come low before we even retrace. We'll probably come down to London lows, which would put us not even in the fair value gap, probably around here, and then we'd have a retrace. Then you scale onto the 1 minute, and you look for confluences there. It's one of those. It's one of those. Do you take your 1%, or do you just go to break even? And that's how I manage my trades. And I think there's nothing really wrong with it. There's nothing great about it. There's nothing special about it. There's nothing wrong with it. And so yeah, that's gonna be today's trading video. +0, -0. Remember that. And until tomorrow. So I will see you guys then. Take care.